What's up, boys and girls? Empire Steve back with you again. I know it feels like I was just here yesterday, doesn't it? I'm sure it does. So I'm going to show you all what happened to my TopStep account. I'm going to be frank with you first. On Friday, I held a position after the close of bell and I did not pay attention, and I had to start all over again. And it was really annoying and a little bit saddening that such things could happen. On the flip side, I reset it. You know, it's step 2. It cost me $100 to reset it, which kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is. Here is ES today, and so basically the market rallied this morning off of the PPI news, and I knew that that pump is a fake pump. This is technically, in my opinion, this is a bull trap. We can even go to the 5-minute chart and you can see, like, look at that. Look at that. And then you have this wick here. So at this wick you can draw a rectangular box anywhere you want. And I shorted that this morning. And you can see we have tested it once, tried to again here. We'll go to the 1-minute chart so you can see it a little bit better, and we just failed, right? So perfect example of you know, basically a fake pump. It wasn't fake, you know, the news is decent. I can't really remember. It's PPI news, like it came in lower than the previous month, and year over year I think it's a little bit more solid. However, now we are failing, and we have been failing. So I will show you this is my TopStep account, and yesterday I made like 400 or 500, I can't really remember, something small. Today I have taken a bunch of trades, actually taken quite a bit, some failures and some winners, and my total profit is $2,679.40, and my profitable trades, my win rate is 74%. That is pretty nice. So I'm going to explain the trades I made so far, and you can see I've made quite a few. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit better. So this was a small trade and I shorted, but I trailed my stop, like I've showed you all in previous videos. To trail your stops, always have a stop in. And if you don't, you can make brackets. I believe I've showed that as well. Make you some brackets, or if you're on NinjaTrader, make a ATM strategy, and always have your stops in play. So this is a big winner that I made, that I traded. This was a loser of 600. This was right around 950, and I thought we were going to go up from here, but we didn't. We went down and found support. So I got in long 3 because that's the most that I can use right now in TopStep. But if I stopped today and don't trade anymore, which I'm not going to trade anymore, as soon as I'm done with this video I'm going to shut this down, so I don't trade anymore. But I will be able to make, I'll be able to do a higher position size tomorrow. I think it's like 4, so either 4 or 5, but I still won't do 4 or 5. I'm just, on this account, I'm going to take it slow and easy so I do not mess it up, and go from there. But I bought in at 40.2275, here at 9.55, and I did not sell at the height of the day, which was right here at 40.37 during intraday, but I sold at 40.3325, so I got 11, almost 11 points off of that trade and made 1,500. So that's a solid one. Shorted here for a quick $100 profit. I did not hold it, almost chicken, and I got back into it here, made a quick 150. This is just me trailing my stops and not giving it enough wiggle room. I should have had my stop here and waited for a bigger push to the downside and then started trailing my stop, and it would have been a bigger win. However, I did not do that. Does that make, I hope that makes sense to you. If not, just let me know. And then I shorted again here for a quick 125, and then I went long here at the bottom at this is at 1052, and we'll pull that up on the chart so you can see it. And we are on the 1 minute, so 10:52 is here. This was this drop here, and I figured we have this candle here, so I didn't really draw a box. I probably should have, just so you guys can see it. I've been trading so long now, it feels like that I don't need to draw these little areas of support and resistance. I can just simply see them with my eyeballs. And as you're trading and you have enough screen time and you've gotten that experience, they do say that it takes 2 to 3 years to become a profitable trader. I'm going to go on a different side of it and say, I would say more realistically like 3 to 5 years to become a profitable trader, depending on how much screen time you get. If you put hours and hours a day into research and getting that chart time in and stuff like that, then you can. So let's go back to it. I got in at 40.19.25, and this is at 10:52. This was in this 40.19. Why does not 10:52? So that would be here. That's in here. I got on in this candle, and I basically rode it up and took profit around in this area and trailed my stop. So my stop hit. It looks like we could have went long again here. This was an area of support from this morning. So you can basically take these candles. Let's do it like this. Oh, I screwed that up. So let's go like this. Before this little breakout happened, you can basically take a box there. I'm just going to do that for now. And let's go see what price did in this area. Boom, we bounced right off of that area. That would have been another solid area of support. Before a big movement happens, regardless of the news or what have you, you can always draw that area as an area of support or resistance. So now you have resistance here and you have support here, and these are going to be areas you can look for bounce plays. Okay, well, I'm going to get rid of this box now because I think it's invalid. Now I believe we're going to be trading in this range for the rest of the day, unless you see a push below, or unless you see a push below this area. Then you would look for this to be, if you're going to go short, you would not go short down here. You never want to short in this area because it just does not make sense, right? You do not want to be chasing price. That would be chasing price, and that is not what you want to do. But you could look for something like this. If we later on go below this area, you could look for if we go lower, you can look for a play like this for the downside. So you would reshort in this area of 4,000, between 4,000 and 4,004 if we were to break below that area. So that is not going to happen now. Looks like we bounced perfectly off of this box that I drew. I probably could have brought it a little bit higher, and that would have been a solid play from 409 all the way up to 420. That would have been a sick play, actually. Unfortunately, I was starting to make this video, so I couldn't actually play it. And besides, remember what we talked about at the end of yesterday's video. When you have made your profit for the day, you are going to stop trading, and how you do that so you do not overtrade, and we're going to practice that right now before I end this video. And we are going to practice that right now. And so I'm up $3,000 total on this account. This would be the second day, and I do not want to give it back. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and you're going to see me, and I'm going to log out. And that's it for the day. And then I'm going to close that son of a gun out. So we are done on TopStep 2 today, and tomorrow is going to be a new day. And that does sound so much fun, doesn't it? So basically that's it for me today. I just wanted to show you what I made on my TopStep account today, give you an explanation of why I traded it, and here's a couple short positions that I took. I forgot to mention those short positions, so or why I went short. So I'm going to do that right now. Remember pivots, pivot point standard. So look at these pivots. Look how important these pivots have become today. So we did break above this area of 40.36, which was a pivot for ES. And if we go to SPY, you can see the same thing. There's a pivot here at 402. I think it's 0.07, right? So both ES and SPY rejected this pivot, bounced above the pivot, could not get to this 40.50. Okay, got close. We got the 40.51, got close to this pivot and rejected. And that's, you can use pivots as an area of support, or you can use them as an area of resistance. So you would look for plays off of the pivots, right? So we had this big run up this morning after that, after that news, and then we came down, tested this pivot. Basically, it was an area of support until finally it was rejected and closed under it. So then you have the market open right here. We run up, and this pivot is still an area of resistance. So I'm going to go to the 1 minute chart because that's what I trade off of. So this is 930, area of resistance, and I don't remember exactly when I got short. I believe I went short twice. So I want to say it was in this area, and I wrote it down. And I looked for, I basically was wanting to sell because I figured VWAP would be an area where we would bounce. And you see this wick here. And this is, if you were going to go long, and I believe I did, I don't think I went long until this area, just for a quick scalp. But now I kind of wish I had my Trade8 account open again. But oh well, it is what it is. But just so you can use this as reference for tomorrow or the next day, or even possibly later today. You just never know. There could be some plays later. But look at how we have bounced off of VWAP twice. So we rejected the pivots, okay, and then later in the morning here, 9:30 in the morning. This is 9:36. We reject. You have this candle here, and then we, obviously we have the EMA crossed here. So it did try to go up and reverse, but it failed at the pivot. And then you have this EMA cross here. So you could have waited and just went short here, or you could have just went short here off of the rejection of this. Don't quote me on it. That's the 8 EMA, because yesterday I believe I accidentally had it on 9. So you could have waited for the rejection and rode that down 426 all the way to 414. That would have been a 10 to 12 point scalp depending on when you exited. And then you have this cross here back to the upside off of VWAP. But you can use pivots as areas of support or resistance. You can use VWAP as an area of support or resistance. So just opportunities of plays, and you can see now that we are failing VWAP. So it's likely we're going to come back down, either test this area 4008 or possibly this pivot here and look for a bounce play there. However, it could still, we do still have a decent amount of support. It could run back up and then fail again. Who really knows? I don't know. You don't know, but that's where your level 2 would come into play, or Bookmap, whatever you're using for reference of what is going on in the overall market at that exact time. So I hope that this helps you for tomorrow or the days to come, especially if you trade futures. So again, like always, if you have any questions or comments, you want me to go over something in another video, just leave a comment down below and I will do my best to make a video about that. So I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and do not overtrade. Overtrading will get you. It is not fun. Take care. Have a good day.